Hello, well I'm here at a bit of what remains of the Berlin Wall. You can see it just behind me. The wall was put up at a time when Europe was divided. Germany itself was split into two separate countries. West Germany was richer and people had a say in how their country was run. In East Germany, people had less freedom and didn't have as much. In Berlin itself, people from the East used to try to escape to the West. So East Germany put up this wall to stop them. I went on a bike ride right through Berlin to see exactly where the wall had been. So I've got my helmet, I've got my bike, I've got my lovely guide Eki, and I've got Berlin. Come on, let's go. There's loads to see in Berlin. I wanted to find a bit of the wall that was still standing. So Eki, this is a bit of the wall here?
Yes, it is. It's the so-called hinterland wall, or the backside of the wall. Originally it was not that colourful, and ever since there must be hundreds of different layers of graffiti because people can't stop painting on it.
What would have happened if you tried to paint on it 25 years ago?
You'd be instantly shot.
They were difficult times. People were killed trying to cross the wall. And a big part of the anniversary is to remember those who lost their lives. Everywhere you go, there are reminders of Berlin's history.
The wall used to run along here. Look, I have a picture. So the picture's taken from the east perspective, which was strictly forbidden.
Eki told me there are still lots of examples of the differences between East and West. Only the East has trams. And even the red and green men are different.
It's wearing a hat in East Berlin.
I see, yeah.
Which it doesn't in West.
Some parts of the wall still standing can be easily seen. But there are also hidden bits around the city, like this one in a churchyard. Because the wall was there to stop people crossing from East Berlin, it was heavily guarded day and night. People were very scared of the East German border guards, who kept a lookout from watchtowers. So this is one of the original watchtowers?
Yes, there were an overall number of 400 of the Berlin Wall. Only 3 of them had survived, that's one of them.
And that's where the guards used to patrol and watch for people trying to cross?
Yes, they had a huge spotlight on top of it to follow people who were trying to escape.
It's quite eerie now, it's getting dark. I can kind of sense what it must have been like.
Yeah, let's go.
But there was one big landmark I wanted to see before it got too dark.
And finally, the Brandenburg Gate. Yes, it's a very famous historical building, and it is part of the Berlin Wall. I remember when I was a young boy, I was standing on the other side of the gate, and I couldn't imagine that I ever see the day that I could actually ride my bike through it. When I did it for the first time, it gave me quite a buzz.
Should we go through?
Yeah, sure.
Well, that was a pretty long cycle, but I've also been spending some time with kids who live here. Tune into Newsround at 8:15 to hear what they had to say. Hi, Ricky. Yes, I'm here at a part of the wall that is now a memorial for those killed trying to cross it. The Berlin Wall was put up at a time when Europe was divided and Germany itself was two different countries. West Germany was richer and people there had a say in how their country was run. People in East Germany had less freedom and didn't have as much. In Berlin, people living in the East used to try to escape to the West. So East Germany built this wall to stop them. It was a difficult time for people living in the East. I went along to a school there to find out what life was like then and what children there think of the wall now. This school looks pretty much like it did when Berlin was divided. It's even got its very own piece of the Berlin Wall. But inside, things are very different. So guys, I want to know, what's the best bit about living in Berlin?
It has very many people from different countries.
There are quite lots of lakes around, so you can go swimming in lakes, you can go to swimming pools, you can go karting, you can go bowling. It's really fun.
How do you feel about living in a city that was once completely divided?
I find it really terrible that they did that before because many families lost their other families. I find that East and West should be together.
Now, can you imagine living today in Berlin with a wall separating your city?
Not really, and I don't really like it. It wouldn't be nice. You couldn't do many things. It's like a big prison.
Like cities and family, you shouldn't just put it. You should think about the people. You can't just build a wall and don't think about the people, how they would feel. Of course they would try to escape.
Someone who knows exactly how it felt to grow up in East Berlin behind the wall is Zara, who works at the school. What was it like living in a city that was divided?
It meant that we had like friends and family that we were not allowed to see, and we were talking to them on the phone on a very regular basis, and I haven't seen them ever. As a school life, I have a lot of very negative memories. On this picture, I'm just receiving my report card at my school. Nobody really said like, well done, you've done a great job. That just didn't happen. It was,
How did you feel?
It was really, really scary sometimes. Teachers were really strict. You wouldn't sing a song about springtime. You would sing a song about army, about soldiers.
25 years later, how do you feel now?
At this school, I can do all those things different that I wished I could have really experienced back then. And I'm glad that I can let everybody be just the way they are and experience so many different children being so special and so colorful. It's really great to just be part of that.
Well, I had a brilliant time meeting everyone. I'll be back at 4:20 with much more from Berlin. But if you want to find out more about the wall, like these guys just behind me, head over to the Newsround website. Ricky.